Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tara Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You gotta be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. And today, on the exercise part of what we're trying to accomplish and share this morning, I'm feeling a little tired. I'm feeling a little unmotivated, if I'm being totally honest. And what usually helps me when I am feeling a little bit a laggard on a hump day is some good old-fashioned breathing exercises. We're going to go over a couple that I really like, and then I'm just going to go over a couple to just talk about. Maybe you've never heard of them, but all of these breathing exercises I do with clients every single day, and breathing exercises they work. There's something very special about taking the time to focus solely on your breathing, doing different exercises with this to help your mind, getting out of our heads and into the world. Getting out of our heads and into the world. Have you had the same negative thought 1,000 times in a single day? I know I have. And it's literally torturous. It's like, oh, I need to get this done for work. Oh, I need to get this done for work. And I'm literally saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. Or maybe it's a story that I'm telling myself, okay, I made one call. They called me an idiot. Now I'm like, oh, the product's terrible. I clearly am not a salesman. Don't know what I'm doing. Love's just not real, man. It's just not out there. These stories that we tell ourselves can be very dangerous. And I found that it's usually when I'm tired, then I'm a lot more susceptible to just feel more negative emotion anyway, such as telling myself bad stories or just focusing on things that are out of my control. Focusing on things out of my control has caused me a ton of suffering, and I'm sure it's caused you a lot of suffering. So if we can eliminate this type of suffering and only focus on the good suffering, there is good suffering, it turns out, in the form of such as like exercise, goal achievement, and a bunch of other different things. But we'll get into that in another episode. Today will be solely about just some breathing techniques. So I'll quit ranting and raving and kind of get into it. So the first breathing technique is really simple. And I always like to start small, start simple. But as we kind of go through these, some of these are actually really funny and they're going to look kind of funny. So feel free to laugh at me, but then please try them because they work. I wouldn't do them on here if I didn't think they worked. So we'll go ahead and run through it. So let's keep an open mind right to trying new things. I've had people who wouldn't try breathing exercise. They're like, I look like an idiot. I'm not doing that. It's like, okay, continue to feel how you feel. That's fine with me. Because turns out at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit whether you look weird while you're doing a breathing exercise or not. They weren't thinking about you anyway. They were thinking about their brother, their sister, their problems, their businesses, right? So let's get right into it. First one is just deep breathing. Deep breathing, this one is great for relaxation. This one's good for just checking in. I try to just do this a couple times a day. And what you're doing is you're just breathing in deep, filling up your lungs all the way to the brim, and then exhaling all the way out, getting your diaphragm to inflate down at the bottom below your ribs. So again, deep breathing, just and I like to close my eyes. I think it's very helpful. I think it's really relaxing for me to close my eyes, but that's up to you. But again, deep breathing, just breathing in and completely filling up your lungs and breathing out all the way until you feel all of the air leaving your body and you can feel your diaphragm start to engage. If you are newer to deeper breathing, go ahead and you can start small, anywhere from 5 to 10 reps, and this can be very, very helpful. And if you have any questions about this, I have tutorial videos. I do this one-on-one. If you want to work with me and you want to work on some breathing exercises, and say if you do some of these other ones and you're like, oh, that's pretty interesting, please feel free to contact me. It's I would love to help out as much as I can. Box breathing. So we're just kind of keeping a count of 4, and you can think of counting as like an anchor of focus when you're trying to go through the different breathing exercises and when you're trying them out. So I like to count sometimes just because my mind has a lot of thoughts coming in, coming out. What's the name of that course? What's the name of that email campaign? What's the name of that client I got to follow up with? And say if I just have a lot of thoughts bouncing around in my head, I'll sometimes use counting to help alleviate some of the chaos within that. So box breathing, we're just going to do counts of 4. So you breathe in for 4. And then you hold for 4. And then you exhale for 4. Then you hold for 4. And you inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. So you go in a pattern. So I'm inhaling for 4 seconds. I'm holding for 4 seconds. Then I'm exhaling for 4 seconds. Then I'm holding for 4 seconds. Inhaling for 4 seconds. Holding. Exhaling 4 seconds. Holding. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And just keep cycling through that. Think of it as a box. Sometimes I like to visualize the literal box, and the visualization part's a little bit part of another breathing exercise, but this is all for you to customize. Take the first one and the second one and the third one and take bits and pieces and smash it together. Do what it is that gets you to actually do this. This next one is, this one's going to be the weirdest looking one of them all, so we might as well knock this one out. All right. So again, this is going to look a little weird, but that's all right because we don't care. We want to feel good. We don't care what other people think. We're flexing that muscle of not giving a fuck and just kind of doing the stuff that actually looks good and helps us, helps us improve our health and our quality of life. And this one's called the lion's breath. This one's called lion's breath. This one's a little interesting. So we're going to be taking a deep breath in through our nose, in through the nose. And then you're going to open your mouth wide and you're going to stick your tongue out as far as possible. And you're going to have an intense release of, like, you're going to force the air out of your lungs. So it'll look like this. So you're and it really helps relax. I know it looks weird, but just freaking try this one. It's actually really good. It helps relax. It releases a lot of tension in your face and your throat. And I have a lot of tension in my neck. And so if you have a tight neck, or say if you have a sore jaw, or like you have a lot of tension in your head, I've found this one to be pretty good, pretty relieving. So again, this is lion's breath. Think of yourself, you kind of visualize like you're looking like a lion because you're extending your tongue out as far as possible. But again, fill in a nice deep breath into the nose. Stick your tongue out as far as possible. Open your mouth as wide as possible and then blow the air out forcefully. So And this one I've noticed helps a lot with energy. This one's great for energy. This one's great for releasing tension in your head, in your face, in your throat. And this one's probably one of my absolute favorites. It just, you look weird as hell doing it. So forget about how you look. Just try it out. This one's good. The lion's breath. The next one is alternate nostril breathing. This one's pretty good. I've always really liked this one. It's really simple, it's casual, and it definitely helps with energy. If you have a really hard time breathing out of your nose, I highly suggest using one of these neti pots. What is maybe I can get my girlfriend to bring in a neti pot to kind of show what it looks like here in the show if she's watching this morning. You're going to go ahead and you're going to start with one nostril. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so these things are absolutely incredible. So if you can't do this exercise, get one of these. It's a neti pot. You usually use them when you're sick, but you put like a salt pH balance solution in the water. Use some type of distilled water or clean bottled water. Don't use tap water. There's a lot of lead and there's a lot of bullshit in tap water. Don't use that when you're cycling out your sinuses. You can use bottled water, distilled water. We distill all of our water here, thankfully, so that makes it really easy. But if you can't, then you can go buy some or something like that. But I promise this device helps a lot. You mix it with the salt solution, and then you literally put in one nose, and then it flows in one nostril out of the other. And I've been doing that. I do that like two, 3 times a week. It looks weird. It kind of looks it's kind of gross because it gets a lot of your snot out, but it works. It's incredible. It truly is. It'll flood that stuff out. And I do it when I'm not sick. I just do it like a couple times a week, and my breathing has really skyrocketed, and I feel a lot better. So alternate nostril breathing, if you're having a hard time with, say, one of your nostrils, I would try the neti pot. That one works pretty good. But alternate nostril breathing, we're just breathing in one nostril. Breathing in our right nostril, and then breathing out our left in the right. And then you just take 1 or 2 deep breaths. And the last one we're going to go over here is belly breathing. I have a ton more breathing exercises. There's so many good ways to go about improving the breath and helping improve energy. So belly breathing is the last one. And this one is, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put your hand, I'm going to stand up for a second. You're going to put your hand on your chest and your hand on your belly. And then you're going to breathe in. And then you're going to try and sense if you're a chest breather or if you're a belly breather. You want to try and make sure that you're breathing into your gut. You are breathing into your belly. A lot of times, if you're really stressed, you're tense, you're riled up, you can breathe into your chest too much, and that's too short of a breath. And we want to try elongate the breath and have a more full breath as we breathe into our belly. So if you're breathing into if you have short, choppy breaths, it'll probably feel like you're breathing into your chest. So that's why I start with my hand on my chest. And then when it's coming up and out, just kind of see where your hand's at. But the goal is to not have your chest move too much, and more so have focus on your belly extending and contracting. So I'm breathing in. As I breathe in, you should feel your belly expand. As you breathe in, you should feel your belly expand. So I'm breathing in. See how my stomach has expanded, and then I'm breathing out. But my chest is still in the same place. I'm not breathing too hard with my chest in and out, having my chest raised back and forth. I'm more so focusing on my belly, really trying to keep my focus, my attention, and my breath all breathing into my stomach. Breathing in, extending out, breathing out, contracting back in. And again, just 10 reps a day to keep the doctor away, to keep the stress, the anxiety at bay, keeping a lot of the craziness getting out of our heads and back into the world. Again, let's kind of go over the 5 exercises that we went through. These are just some of my favorite breathing exercises. Please do this, and always take the time to ask yourself, how do I feel? This is the best question you could ever ask yourself after you breathe, after you meditate, after you do some type of like centering and refocusing. So, whether I am doing deep breathing, just breathing in full, into the nose, out of the mouth, into the nose, filling the lungs, out of the mouth, as much air as you can get until you can really feel your diaphragm contract and expand. Next up, box breathing. Imagine and visualize the box, doing counts of 4 for all 4 sides of the box. Lion's breath. This one, you're going to take in air as much as you can into your nose. Extend your tongue out as far as possible. Open your mouth as wide as possible and force the air out. That's lion's breath. So try that one. That one's like my favorite. Next one, alternate nasal breathing, in one nostril, out the other. Go back and forth, alternating, belly breathing, feeling your belly completely expand and contract. So back and forth, and really try to keep your hands on your stomach and try to keep your chest in place. And then after you do these breathing exercises, I want you to take one moment and just recognize, how do you feel? How does your body feel? Are your shoulders more relaxed? Is your neck more relaxed? Do you have less tension throughout the body? What do you truly feel? And we're trying to tie the recognition. It's so we give ourselves permission and increase the desire to want to do this. Because it's so easy to just not want to do breathing exercises. I get it. And the chaos of life, but it's just like another working out exercise, but our headspace is 1,000 miles per hour. So we need to do it way more frequently than we do like lifting my bicep. I need to be training my breath. I need to be training my focus. I need to be training at least once a day. I promise to keep the insanity at bay. If you're feeling crazy, if you feel like you're in your head too much, breathing exercises will help you, I promise. And if you need help and you need support on doing the breathing exercise, you're like, Tanner, this is weird. I don't want to do this, but I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. Will you help me? Please contact me. I have dozens more breathing exercises that I'd love to share with you, but please just take the time to ask yourself, how do you feel? And see if you feel better. And if you feel better, you'll want to do it more often. And the more often you do it, the less crazy thoughts you're going to have, and the better you're going to be able to focus on your business, on losing weight, on your number one goal, and achieving the life that you truly want, desire, and deserve. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward, to take the right and proper actions, to become happier and more productive, guaranteed, or our money back.